Today, we're going to recap the weekend, talk Monday Night Football winners for tonight, and let's please cash the squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. A kid in full hockey fit pulls up and sits right in front of you, and you can't see a thing. This might be more of a me guy move than just bringing your glove to a game. At least your glove is not right in the people behind you's face. I'm not trying to grow my bones anymore. My bones are grown, bro. I don't need to drink milk. I'm not a baby. You know who drinks milk? Babies and children. I don't put milk in my coffee. I drink black coffee like a grown-up. He ain't throwing a pick. If I could speak another language, I'd say it in that one too. It's time to dust off old Krabs again, take the less than half a pick, and f***ing cash would be tonight. Tail it, fade it, I don't give a shit. I'm making money on it. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 825 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. If you're going to any playoff games coming up in college, maybe you're buying some NFL playoff tickets if your team's actually good, unlike ours, buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Use promo code Bookit10 and get a discount on your future purchases over there on SeatGeek. I went to the Giants-Commanders game last night. Goots, you want to take a guess where I got my tickets at?
SeatGeek.
2 words, SeatGeek. All right, use that promo code Bookit10. Plug it in now. Download the app now before you forget. That way, next time you're trying to buy some tickets, it pops right into your head. Boop, I get a 10% off discount, and I'm going to use SeatGeek. W SeatGeek, W Chat, W Jovan, W Goots. Jovan, appreciate you showing heart today, my man. Appreciate you showing heart.
Yeah, I'm on like 25% here, so I'm gonna need you to carry a little bit.
I got you covered. I know you're not feeling too hot, but we're gonna power through the Monday slate today, and yeah, we're gonna find some winners. We're gonna talk through this disgusting college basketball slate. We'll talk through the Monday Night Football game tonight, the Rav Bowl, and we'll go over some recaps from the weekend as well. So happy to take the reins. We can go ahead and hop right in. Chat, how you guys doing? And would you look at that? Sades dropping a 5-unit sub whale right off the rip. Let's go, Sades. Atta boy. Let's go, Sades. W Jovan, W Chat. Just flew in this morning from Newark, New Jersey, a place you never really want to be hanging out, but decent airport. Flew in there, on Saturday morning, early as heck. Hung out with some buddies on Saturday in the city. And then yesterday went to the second coldest game in the history of the planet. Can't say it's the first because the Bears game yesterday was actually the coldest game on planet Earth. I was at the second coldest game, and it was freezing. It was snowing. Bone chilling would be a good way to describe it, Jovan. Just too cold. Just too cold. Too cold to be going outside. I'll be honest with you. And that's why nobody was even there at the game. I told the squad in the office earlier today, if I spent the money I spent on those tickets a couple months ago when these teams were better, could have sat in the second row yesterday at the game for $150. Instead, I was up in the bleeders, but still had a good time. Still got to see the Commanders muck clam or muck chow, depends on what you prefer. And Terry looked great. I mean, good to get a win. It's been a while. It was like 2 months since the last time the Commanders won a football game. So I'm team no tank. I want to go out there and win every single week. So it's good to see Mariota and the boys go out there and get a much needed W for vibes, honestly, because it's been pretty bad the last couple weeks. Good for the Commanders. Good for the Commanders.
Yeah, good for the Commanders, man.
And we got a hype train as well. Jovan, look at this. We got Just Gritty getting involved with a resub. W Just Gritty. W Just Gritty. We appreciate you getting involved with a resub. You're him. Sade as well. You are goated for the 5-unit sub whale. We appreciate you, Beast. No one was at the game of the year, Big Rob saying. Big Rob on a 70-stream streak as well. And nobody's talking about it. I will. Big Rob, you're goated. 70 streams? That's got to be a record. 70 piece? Are you kidding me? And Full Brack coming in, dropping a follow as well. 70 piece might be a record. That might get you up on the fridge. That's incredible. That Browns defense got spanked in the Winter Bowl too. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. We got Waka getting involved with a resub as well. W Waka. And what do you know, Jovan, is this why you're not in the office today? Are you not doing okay? Because Brendan Sorsby's in the portal. Is that what it is?
Might be it. No, That excites me, dude.
Yeah,
I
he
want
wants
him
it.
Yeah.
off of
Yeah.
that shit team, that shit program.
I mean, he should be able to hand select where he wants to go next year. He could
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
He could go to Blacksburg.
I'd prefer it, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
I
hilarious.
love him transferring, but I hate it because I have a feeling I know where he's gonna go.
You think he's going to go to Baylor?
No, he's gonna go to Texas Tech.
Wow. That'd be crazy. Because he's a Texas boy, right?
Yeah, he's from like 10 minutes from my house, from
Wow.
Denton.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he could be a Red Raider. I could so see that, and they got plenty of coins. Also, shout out the biggest donor in Virginia Tech athletics history this morning, some anonymous donor, which I think is just a big baller move. Anonymously donating $20 million. One person.
No.
One person just dropped sack for the VT football team. 20 mil. Shout out that guy. That's like the Sade Whiteman of VT boosters. I'm going to start calling him Sade. Let's go, Sade. There we go. Sean Beasy as well, coming in here with a 5-stream streak. W. Sean Beasy. W. Hype Train, moving and grooving. Yep. So is VT getting lagway? Honestly, I kind of hope not. After how he played last year. So I think we might be able to do better, which I never thought I'd be saying that at all, with how good lagway was before last season and how ratchet the Hokies were. But I digress. Need more steamed crabs for Pavia? Brian C., man.
Just a me guy.
He might be up there with AJ Brown. That might be a number one me guy.
I feel like
up on that
he's
list.
definitely shooting up the list.
Yeah, just you could not act like more of a jerk than Pavia acted like over the weekend. And it's hilarious. Like Mendoza, sure, he's not Baker Mayfield. He's not, I wouldn't say the Heisman this year was the greatest player we've ever seen, the greatest player we've ever laid our eyes on in college football. But, that kid, who's also a goofball, by the way, whenever he gets on the mic, he doesn't deserve all that. He still ended up beating Ohio State and winning the Big Ten. And that's good enough for a Heisman in some years. So he doesn't deserve all this shit talking. And he reminds me of a mini Kirk Cousins, Mendoza. He really does. He looks like Kirk Cousins. I feel like he's got that same weird giddy joy that Kirk Cousins had when he was at Michigan State. And maybe he'll be the next Kirk Cousins in the NFL. Who knows? I could so see it.
I think Pavia might have eclipsed AJ Brown after this weekend.
Yeah. The bottle service with the sign that said F Indiana, and posted on his Instagram story, F the Heisman voters or whatever. It's like, dude, you lost. Like,
So I don't know what it was on, but whatever social media team was asking him like to decide between the bracket of like the best players in college football. He's like, "Who's your number one?" He's like, "Me."
Yeah, he just kept saying me.
On the bracket. Come on, man.
He just kept saying me.
Yeah, it was like Lamar or Mahomes. He's like, me.
Me.
Okay. All right.
Come on, dude.
Yep.
Also,
he's the worst.
Completely unrelated, but I wanted to look post Sorsby transfer. Navy up to -6 Krabs. Cash it.
That's insane.
Cash it.
Insane. Navy up to -6. They opened up briefly +6.5. Then they moved to 2.5. They moved to favorites, and now they're laying almost a touchdown. How about it? And you know what, Jovan? That's a great point. Shout out the Naval Academy for showing some serious heart over the weekend for a couple reasons. Number one, cash in the under in that game, which I thought was dead after the first 2 drives of the game. Number two, that was such a game that Navy team loses 9 times out of 10 in years past. And they were able to avoid an upset in it might not have been the most impressive fashion, or they didn't drop a 30-piece on offense. Our guy Heidenreich did score. Hilarious. He broke the touchdown record for most touchdowns scored for Navy football ever in a season, by the way. Nobody's talking about it. He had another touchdown. We should have just taken that demon on Prize Picks. Dude is literally a touchdown machine. Shout out Navy for battling through some adversity and beating Army when it looked like Army was the dog of the day, the dog of the weekends, to be honest with you. And hey, they still covered. So shout out Army for getting that cover. But that's a game Navy loses 9 times out of 10 in years past. Good to see them dig deep and get a big-time W. I think, was it by 1 point? right? It got
Yeah.
super
17 to
weird.
16, I think. Yeah.
Super weirds and W under as well. Shout out Navy, shout out Heidenreich, and shout out Blake Horvath. And obviously in the bowl game coming up, Jovan, there's a lot of guys opting out for Cincy, I'd imagine, including their star QB. It's not just that. It's also maybe the books realizing, okay, this is some of the really good players on this Navy team, some of these seniors last game, and they're probably going to go out there and muck chow. So it's probably a little bit of both. But it certainly helps Navy with no Sorsby out there on the other side, right?
Yeah. They'd they'd beat them fully healthy. So
Navy might beat Cincy fully healthy, you're saying?
Oh, they would. I think pretty.
Oh, they got a lot
easily.
more heart than Cincinnati, I'll tell you that much. A lot more
Yeah.
heart. A lot more heart. Very, very excited to see where your guy Sorsby ends up. I think he'll have a great selection of schools to go to. Pretty much anywhere in the country he wants to go, he can end up. So we'll be rooting for him. Let's hope he doesn't go to one of TCU's rivals. And hey, maybe he comes to TCU. Is Hoover gone? Does he have one more year?
Not yet.
He's got one more?
Our OC left to South Carolina, which is fantastic.
But Lenora Sellers
I wouldn't be
announced
too
he's
mad.
coming back, which is crazy.
What?
Lenora Sellers said he's coming back to college.
Oh yeah, I know. So I wonder.
So maybe
wish-
Hoover will stay.
I know. I kind of wish Sellers was in the portal, which would have been so much more nicey and give Hoover a shot to go to SC. But
Hmm.
it is what it is.
I mean, I'm sure you'd rather have Sorsby than Hoover, but
Easily.
those are two pretty good options, I'd
Yeah.
say. Two pretty good options. All right. Hype train has finished up, moving and grooving. It's come to a nice little halt here. We got Pega getting involved with the resub as well. Pavia is not 6 feet. Love you guys. W Pega, you're a beast. We appreciate you, bro. And yeah, there's no shot that he is 6 feet tall. If Julian Sayin is 6'1", Pavia is probably 5'8". Looking at that Heisman picture, I mean, he is a literal pit bull in human form. Legitimate pit bull. Dude is tiny. Gosh, man. Pavia is just the worst. Even
He's
Trent
really
earlier today was like, this kid sucks. It's like, yeah, he sucks as a person. And I'm honestly kind of happy that people have gotten to see that this season and this weekend as well. He's a scumbag. He doesn't know how to act right. And in typical Diago Pavia loser fashion, he makes it all about himself and tries to bring others down who beat him, right? And that's kind of the stuff you've seen with him in Alabama, chirping back and forth the last couple years, playing those games. The kid's a real tool bag, to be honest with you, and I hope Mendoza didn't lose any sleep or, let that ruin his big weekend. Shout out Mendoza. Never thought I'd say that as a guy who now has to go bald because of the Indiana team, but shout out Mendoza for the much-deserved Heisman. I don't know who else should have gotten it. It probably should have been him. It probably should have been Mendoza. So good for him.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and
Goots
keep
has an
recapping.
idea.
What, Javon?
Said I'm sure Goots has an idea of
No, I mean,
somebody else he thinks should have won it.
I have my thoughts, but like a man, Jeremiah Love took it like a man. So not
Yeah.
like Pavia. So
You don't see Jeremiah Love going out to the clubs,
no,
paying to have, Indiana sucks on a sign
nope.
while he's boozing.
You would never see that.
You would never see that ever. Nope. Krabs, would you rather have Pavia as your QB or Judge as your right fielder? That's tough, man.
That's something.
I think I'd rather have Aaron Judge as my right fielder.
Wow.
I'll be honest. If Aaron Judge was a Nat, he'd be my favorite player. I'll say it. Favorite player. So I'll go with Mr. Aaron Judge, Captain America, as my right fielder. Diago Pavia as my QB. Even in wins, it would feel slimy. It'd feel slimy. It wouldn't feel right. Scumbag. Bad person. Brother's gotten multiple public intoxications after his games, fighting with people in the crowds. Just bad people and a bad person. Really is. And he made that very clear this weekend. So glad it's not just hoopla and me chirping and talking shit, right? You guys could all see it with your own eyeballs this weekend of why he's kind of a tool bag. All right. Let's keep moving and grooving here, folks. We got a couple other things to recap. Let's take a peep at the squad rides from the weekend. Would you look at that, folks? Would you look at that? Wow.
2 unders in there from Krabs and
Wow.
Bills mate.
Wow. Feel like a nice plane in the chilly cold in the winter. Dedusted. Defrosted.
He dusted.
Feeling good.
Krabs been de-dusting. He's been doing a job.
I've been staying dedusted, man. Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels nice, making myself useful around these parts. We got an under on Friday, Texas UConn, Army Navy under on Saturday. Exactly what you want with a wager. Makes you feel something, not too much, and you come out with a win. And then the Bills on Sunday was just a great wager. It's never in doubt, right?
Yeah.
Never in doubt, right, chat?
Not for a single second,
Not for
especially
a
with
singular second. Nope.
Portnoy posting videos at 21-0
Yep.
about how they're going to win the bowl, and they dominated the Bills.
Yep. How about a
Surely.
weekend Broomski Skywalker? Sure. Let's go. Rav also sharp as heck on Bills Live. Great call, Rav. Rav hit some big bets this weekend. I saw him splooging for a couple 2-unit wagers on the feed. Rav. Awesome. What else do we have to recap here, folks? Maybe some sharp report action from Friday. Jovan carried 4-1. Sure. Great work.
Yeah, Vidlac was rat meat. He fell short by like 4 yards, 3 yards,
That
whatever
sucks.
it was.
That
I was
sucks
pissed.
that I got that close. I'd rather lose by 100. All right. So a couple yards away from 5-0 there from Jovan. Great reads on Friday. Me, not so much. We got lucky in that Texas UConn under. I'll say it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and we were in that boat over the weekends. It was not a great bet. We just got lucky with a long drought, and hey, it's kind of one of the perks of taking under. Sometimes it's a shit read, and you get some luck going your way and some luck on your side, and you still come out with a win. So W under there with Texas and UConn. Definitely, we're not going to get that and Jordan Pope with how that game started off. He had 7 quick points, so that's on me. Not really sure why he was set at 9.5 points when he's their best player and he jacks shots like it's his job. But anyways,
top, dude. We just cannot get one on Pope.
No. Nope. Can't. And then McNeely, I don't even think played. So
yeah, he didn't even play.
Okay. Okay. All right. 2-2 for me. Nothing to do backflips or cartwheels about, but nothing to bitch about too much either. What about king of the boards? How about a good old-fashioned tie? Huh? These don't grow on trees. How about a tie, Jovan? Mark this day down in history. Somebody call Guinness. Yep. Crunch the numbers, and we both ended up 0.73. It was like we were both up like 0.726. So I just rounded it up to 0.73 units.
Yeah, I think you got like a slight win technically by a couple cents there.
And I just ended up doing $100 to win whatever with the payout, like betting $100 on them, and we tied in that sense. I didn't want to take a cheesy handout, 0.02 win.
Fair,
so
fair.
We tie, we move.
Yeah,
After a 2-0 start, Jovan has either tied or won the last 3 weeks.
Should be noted.
Next week we'll do a double giveaway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since,
you guys hear that, chat?
Trent's comments on Twitter of poop versus shit, they're 0 losers on that king of the board card.
Yep.
Appreciate
Undefeated
that.
since he said poop versus shit. Great call. Great call, Jovan. Awesome. We've also got some college football futures from before the season. You guys remember, this feels like forever ago. It really wasn't. We've got a little recap going of the college football futures. You guys remember we did one a day before the season? Well, Haga and Goots grinded all weekends, all night. They didn't sleep the whole weekend, and they recapped all the futures we did. Now, we got to still go back and do the odds, and we'll get that shit crunched when we post this graphic on the feed, but we could take a peep at how we did record-wise, and I have not even heard how we did overall or what the damage was. But looks like, wow, pretty good for me. Jovan, I'm sure with a couple plus chicken bets there, you might have ended up in the green as well. And you had some crazy wagers too preseason.
My odds probably carried.
What was that?
Said, yeah, my odds probably carried on some of those.
Yeah, Bama exactly 10 wins.
Yeah, so I don't even know what the odds were on that one, but
they were plus 250 on that one.
It was only plus 250?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Crazy.
Okay. I'm going to go back and crunch some numbers here and see how we did units-wise, because I do think Jovan, how he did is actually a little bit better than what that record indicates on there. But either way, pretty successful overall. I went 12-9, but I certainly had less plus chicken futures compared to Jovan, who had a couple more plus chicken. Mine was more, around a pick-em-ish price on most of these. So pretty good, though. pretty good, and I have not looked at this yet. I mean, Alabama win total was great, honestly. They had 10 wins, and Jovan actually went up to me on that one and called them to have exactly 10 wins. That's crazy. That's crazy. Utah over wins was free. Ohio State -5.5 before the season even started was free. I think they ended up being like -10 in that game, maybe even more. Avery Johnson, less than passing yards, was just a green handout, free, bingo square. Texas A&M +5.5 against LSU was free. The Hokies on here is cake. That's just absolute cake on their win total. Tulane over wins was free. Texas Tech over wins was free. South Carolina under wins was some of my best work. Went a little run here towards the end. Iowa State, Kansas State, first half under. What was I on that day? How did that
first
even
half
come up?
under is just snuck in there. It's perfect.
Coach Prime under wins, which is just not as sweet to make fun of Coach Prime now when he's got all this, all these health issues going on. But W Colorado fades at damn near plus chicken, I think -104 for the season. Army +3.5 before the season against Navy cashed. W Army there.
Shit COV there, and you still got it.
Bad CLV, but still hits, and I did not even wager on that because I hate betting against Navy for some reason. Pretty good overall, though. We take it. Jovan, was there anything on here from you that you wanted to make fun of or gas yourself up for?
I mean, not that pretty much everybody wasn't in the same boat, but the Clemson, Penn State, and the rankings is just. What else? I can't even see it here.
Yeah, the Clemson win the ACC.
You can shit on Rav for fading ASU.
Yeah, shout out Rav. Appreciate that.
Yep.
It's a good try.
Yep.
I mean, cap tip to Bama, cap tip to Ole Miss, cap tip to taking the step up because TCU's win total was actually 6.5. And then I took the 7.5 plus check because figured they were either not making a bowl game or getting 8+. And then they got 8 exactly.
Great call.
W plus check there.
Great call.
Yeah, I don't really have too much else.
Cool.
Great house week 1 TE, Jeej.
Yeah, he's
Bookie.
going to be probably, we might get a notey here in the next couple hours, Scoots.
No.
That he's headed off.
That he's staying?
I don't know if he's staying.
I mean, he didn't do a single thing this season. It happened to Great House.
He got hurt, but
He was hurt.
He was quote unquote hurt. I don't think he was actually hurt.
All right. We talk about NC State leaving council open every play. I don't really want to talk about that Z-Bully because it makes me pretty mad, but we could certainly bring that up when we recap. We have the 5 guys in Hail Mary recap.
He was having it like Michael.
We do. I mean, the Packers Denver under didn't hit, so it's not like it mattered a ton, but NC State, they should not have lost that game.
No, that was unreal.
I don't know what they were doing. And then on the 5 guys, Derrick Henry, just 2 square. That's on me. That was actually a Krabs square. I don't want Jovan taking any credit for that because that was a shit square. And yeah, that's what I get for pitching to more than. I don't hit those. Mahomes less than a pick. He throws a pick and his leg explodes. Nice. And then Tet was a bad square. I'll say it.
Horrific square.
That was a bad square. Did the old buy high for the first time in a while. We haven't done that in a minute.
Yeah.
Buying high on Tet. But hey, if it hit, it would have been green and we would have moved. So Josh Hart and Lamar were great fades though.
Insane squeaks that we got both of those. I don't
great
know.
fades on Saturday.
Don't know how, but that was incredible.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Goots, anything else to recap, my man? What am I missing here? NFL weekend recap. Sure. Let's take a peep at that puppy. Apologies, Chad, if I'm not. I don't sound like I am super energized today. I got up at 4 a.m. today for a flight. So powering through. And Jovan as well is not feeling too hot. So we're going to get you guys right on the books, but apologies if I don't have a ton of energy. And apologies for my weekend preview plays where I went 2-5. Nice. 2-5. The under in Green Bay, Denver, atrocious. The over in a Baltimore Cincy game. What am I thinking? Locking that in? It hits every time. Of course, it's not going to once I take it. The Chiefs need to be banned. They need to be kicked off the face of the earth, kicked out of the NFL. They lost outright. The Browns plus 7.5. What am I doing betting on Shador? That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. The only straight bet I hit was the meat on the Bills. And the only square I hit was maybe my best work. Gibbs and Adams less than 1.5 touchdowns. They had 0 in a game that had 70 points.
That actually might be your best square of season.
That might be
I'll
best
say.
work. Yep.
Yeah.
That might be best work. There was, 8 touchdowns in that game?
Something like that. Yeah.
Not a single one in sight from Gibbs and Adams. Crazy. That square was getting a lot of flack. We talked about it on Friday. And what do you know? Yeah, Snacks, that one, they didn't like that one too much. No, they did not. And that was the greenest square of them all. So, not a great weekend preview there, but happy to see a couple get through the hoop and cash for the boys. Okay? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, TM Sharp would rather tail Trent and take that square. And yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, let's never back Shador ever again, Trice Picks. He's atrocious at football. That's on me.
Really bad game.
Not 1 pick. Not 2 picks. How about 3 picks? How about a 3-piece pick-off in that game? Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible from Shador. All right. Awesome. What else do we want to recap from the weekends? What happened in that Boise-Washington bowl game on Saturday night? Remind me.
Muckening.
Boise got destroyed.
They got skull fucked in GTA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scored. I think they kicked the first field goal and then gave up however many unanswered 38 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
They mixed the touchdown in there too, but
yeah, Maddox Madsen is horrible.
Yeah.
And they said he's going to start again next year, which is mind-boggling.
Oh boy.
Shout out Latrell Caples though.
Yep.
And all.
Jovan undefeated in college football bowl squares once again. Start the year. 1-0. Knock on wood. 1-0. All right. Sunday recaps. What else from these other games?
Todd Bowles squeaked out somehow, which was horrific for Panthers bettors, but good Lord, I don't know how they're still in the mix. I don't know if you know the situation, Krabs, but that was pretty much like a layup game, or the rest of the season would be a layup to make the playoffs for the Panthers and win the division if they won yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. And good call getting cold feet on the Panthers. I did not, and I still bet them, and I lost money. So, very, very unfortunate there. They got outscored 10-0 in the fourth quarter and blew it to the Saints. I mean, they blew it in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that was atrocious.
What a
joke.
joke.
It was a gutless second half from the fellas.
What a joke. Yep, that was cake.
Really bad.
I mean, the Lions were cake. They were up by 10 in that game. They blew it.
Yep.
I mean, don't even get me started with the Chiefs. They're an absolute joke. Absolute joke. The Texans are good. Shout out to Miko Ryans. Shout out CJ Stroud. Shout out the Texans.
Shout out.
They just keep winning.
Nico Collins, who just crossed 1K.
Shout out Nico Collins for a great game. Great game. Shout out the Ravens for a shutout. There you go, dudes.
Shout out the Ravens.
Pretty sad to watch Joe Burrow act like that in a presser and then just play like a soulless, heartless, tropical smoothie. Just a sack of goop. Just a sad sack of goop. That's what he played like. And that was just embarrassing. I mean, he needs to either get out of there, retire, or change his attitude because he seems like he's done with football. And he kind of played like that yesterday against the Ravens. Shout out Goods. Shout out the Eagles for destroying Kenny Pickett in a revenge game. Destroyed him. Absolutely destroyed him.
Kenny Pickett.
The under in the Packers game was just an absolute joke, to be honest. Phillip Rivers showed a lot of heart and a lot of grit. You got to respect it, right? I mean, that guy is, it's like watching Wilson Ramos run the bases. He is slow. He looks like he's got something wrong with him. He's that slow. And it was very impressive to see him keep his team in that game against Seattle. Although they didn't pull out the win, some serious grit and heart, Philip Rivers. That was cool to say.
A
That
lot
was
of
cool
grit.
to say. Yep.
Snacks chirp me, man. Come on. You think I wasn't saying all that so they could win? You gotta figure it out, man.
Yep. Goots is quit on the Ravens. Yep.
Think I was acting like I was quitting on them so they wouldn't just win. That's the whole reason I was doing it.
No,
Honestly, I think you gave up.
I did
think
not
you gave
give
up. I think you might have given up.
It was a reverse jinx.
Jason Myers took me by myself to the fantasy final. Yeah.
Dude, shout out Jason Myers.
Yeah, he had
Jason
an absolute
Myers
day.
and Fairbairn owners. Splooge.
He had an absolute day. I mean, he had 6 field goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally busting.
Shout out the Vikings, and nobody's talking about it, but JJ McCarthy, a big win. He's over 500, and they just beat the Cowboys. 34
Yeah.
points. Legacy game.
Layup matchups the last 2 weeks, but I mean, he looked good. He's done job.
He's done job. He's looked okay. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, Aubrey 2 misses, Krabs.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. I think I might have been right about giving Cam Dicker the crown for the future GOAT at the kicker position. Aubrey's starting to lose his fastball. Great point.
Go ahead and pencil in Aubrey fantasy score next week in the every slip.
Yep. He's going to be free. I'll say something, I guess, about the Giants-Commanders game. I mean, it was just sad, honestly. That stadium was sad. It was quiet. It was probably less than half full for a division game, and obviously the weather was terrible. It was snowing before the game, so a lot of people probably just didn't go. But the last couple times I've been to MetLife, it's just been soulless and lifeless. It really has. That team's got no passion. They got no respect for their team that has won 2 Super Bowls in our lifetime. Those fans couldn't give a hoot. They don't care, those Giants fans. And you're supposed to stick with your team through thick and thin, and they've just kind of given up on the G, man. Look, I get it as a fan of a lot of shit teams. It's not easy sticking with your shit team. A lot of people switch teams. A lot of people give up on watching the games, going to the games. Okay, but it's not the right move. And it was pretty sad up there at MetLife yesterday. It was the quietest football game I've been to. And I think the last time I said that was when I went to that game last year in the same stadium, same teams. So whatever the heck they got going on up there, it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. It's an embarrassing time to be a Giants fan. And our record might not be much better for the Commanders this season, but I'll tell you right now, you go to a Commanders game compared to what we just saw up there in MetLife, it's night and day. And our stadium is a lot shittier. A lot shittier. Pretty embarrassed, honestly, for Giants fans. Pretty embarrassed.
Snuck.
It was sad and quiet and weird. Yeah. Any specific reason I went to that game? Yeah, me and my buddies always go to the Commanders and Giants game every year. We alternate home and away. Now, we had to do back-to-back Giants games because we couldn't make it to the Commanders one earlier this season, but me and my buddies typically alternate every year going to a Commanders game in DC or going to a Giants game up there in New Jersey. So, yep, planned it literal months ago. And just so happened to be the worst game. I think since my buddy bought the tickets, I think both teams went like 0-7 since we bought the tickets. So, yep, was happy to be there in attendance to see a big-time win for the Commanders, seeing Terry putting up a pretty good performance, seeing Bill find the end zone as well. Shout out Bill, who was running really hard in that game. Good to see the Commies get a big-time win. Good to say. Good to say. Okay? Yeah, all the JJ haters are quiet right now. That's for sure, ZDZ. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, MetLife in the snow, it was miserable. It was too cold. If I could go back, I probably would have canceled. Yeah. Yep. It was too cold. Thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix, Krabs? I mean, what a game from Trevor Lawrence. What a game. He played incredibly. He even found Tootin in the end zone. Tootin, just an absolute weapon in the receiving game back there in the backfield for the Jags. what a great performance. Great game from T-Law. It was cool to see. Cool to see. Shout out T-Law. And yeah, Jacoby Myers has been good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
People not talking about it, but I mean, he's been good. B2J is starting to get hot.
Starting to heat up a little bit. Yep. Starting to heat up a little bit. You're right. You're right. Now they're saying Warren is questionable with an illness tonight. Yeah, I saw that, Austin. Pretty weird. If I had to guess, he'll probably play. Might not play as much, but I have a feeling by tonight he'll be fine. All right. Awesome. W recaps. Why don't we hop into today's Sharp Report now? It's just me today for the Sharp Report. Oh, he does have plays. All right, let's go. Let's run it. Let's run it. Start out with a nice NBA under for tonight. How about this total dropping in the Celtics and the Pistons game down to 229.5, which I thought was a little bit weird considering Detroit has been they've been put on an offensive clinic over the last week or so. They're coming off 142 points against Atlanta, 124 points against the Bucks, who suck, 122 points against Portland. This team has been an absolute menace offensively. And the Celtics, I mean, they're coming off of giving up 116 points in their last game. Before that, they dropped more than 121 points themselves in the last couple games. So they're in a lot of high-scoring affairs as well. I thought it was pretty weird seeing these two teams match up on prime time, although I think it's on Peacock tonight, but pretty big game between two solid squads, the 15-10 Celtics versus the 20-5 Pistons. And the total in this game, after all the points we've seen in both games for both these teams recently, dropping. Thought that was pretty weird seeing this total down in the 220s, and I want in. And after looking at the prize picks board for these two teams, so a lot of green charts up and moving, including one guy we'll talk about in a little bit who's been tweaking for the Celtics, who I'm fading on prize picks tonight. But I love the under in this game. Two teams that have been pretty hot of late. Let's fade them both when they're facing off tonight on prime time. Lights might be too bright on Peacock for the Pistons on the road, and maybe the Celtics will play a little bit of defense in this game at the Garden as well.
Certainly.
Right?
Shout out. Good game.
Yep.
Great game.
Great game. Great game. Swinging around, Goodsey. Let's see what Jovan is on the books for tonight. Ooh, a little consensus quick. Sure.
Yeah, load up the Steelers.
Sure.
Whenever Steelers fans are out, they're probably the team or the fan base of the team that knows their team the less or the least out of all fan bases I've encountered. And they're all out. So there's no chance they're going to win this game. We talked about this last week. Devon Achane is going to have 75,000 yards. You know what I haven't heard once this week, Krabs, which is shocking because it feels like it's drilled into our head every single time it happens, is that Tua is playing in Pittsburgh and it's like 15 degrees.
Yep. That just can't go well.
Can't play in the cold. They're not going to win. It's always super popular, super trendy. Haven't heard it once. And I think this is the week that it comes into play. You got the Steelers who coming off like they looked pretty good in that game last week, but now nobody's really buying in. And now you get a Dolphins team that's coming in razor sharp, red hot. They've looked fantastic. The run games look great. Tua truthfully hasn't really done that much over the last couple weeks, and part of like that's not why they've looked impressive. They've just been dominating teams on the ground for the most part, and Tua's done what he's needed to do. But now in this game, he's going to have to throw the ball a little bit. Steelers run defense is deceptively bad, I guess I would say, and a lot of people are taking Achane everything because of that, which is fine. But if you look at like all their numbers against the run, they're bad, but it's also like super volume driven. So like all of their big games that they've given up to like Chase Brown or Derrick Henry or James Cook, it's all because they have like 25, 30 carries in those games. So like if they want to do that all game, that's fine. Like Tua is still going to have to beat them eventually, and I don't think he's going to do it in this game. This is finally where the camel's back breaks, I think, when it comes to the Dolphins' little winning streak here. You got buying a little bad news, no TJ Watt, obviously, and maybe no Jalen Warren. And what do you know? We're still sitting at the 3. This is where the Steelers drop Nuck when not many people want them to drop Nuck.
Yep. I'm with you. We could stay in this game as well. I'm happy to talk about why I like them, but you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Steelers have lost 3 of their last 5. Dolphins on Fuego right now. They've won 4 in a row. I've been joking about it the last couple of weeks saying this is a playoff team. Hey, we have a shit bet tonight, and we're wrong about this one. The Dolphins win. They might be a playoff team. To be honest, at this point, they'll be back to 500, which is crazy to think about. When they just fired their GM, when McDaniel, everybody was clowning McDaniel, saying this guy's a loser, terrible head coach. Dude's a great coach. Might not be the best head coach. Dude's a great offensive mind, and he has shut up the haters, to say the least, over the last month. Well, tonight it comes all crumbling down, and like Jovan said, nobody knows their team less than the Steelers faithful. Nobody gives up on their team quicker, easier than the Steelers faithful, which is pretty spoiled and sad, to be honest, with, considering they're 500 every year and they make the playoffs every year. I would give my left nut to be able to have that be the case for my team, and it's not the case. And I think the fans are a little spoiled. They're tired of just squeaking in the playoffs every year. I just don't get it, to be honest with you. But again, tonight, they think they have no chance against the Red Hot Dolphins. This is the perfect time.
I was shocked to see that too. When we put that in the air on Friday or Thursday or whenever it was, all the Steelers fans in chat, I said they were going to get fucking drilled. And I was surprised to hear that, because they're coming off of what you thought would bring hope to the fan base, especially now that you're back at home on Monday night. Not a single one like them. And all of them
I think
said
they might want their team to lose.
I mean, maybe they do.
Yeah.
I just, maybe they're, I guess, want Tomlin out and whatever it takes to get there, since they know they're not going to win a playoff game even if they get there anyway. But
I know Rav's mentioned wanting a higher pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
They might be rooting to lose.
Crazy.
Yep. Yeah, interesting. Nobody's talking about the weird weather conditions here in this chilly cold game tonight. Haven't heard a peep about the cold weather in Pittsburgh for this one. And yeah, I mean, Tua typically does not play great in the cold. And he's going to have to play pretty much a perfect game. He does have a pick square up there. Makes me think he might not throw a pick, but there's another square in this game that makes me feel pretty good about fading the Dolphins. We'll talk about it in a moment. Okay? For now, let's swing it around. I want to hear Jovan's second sell job. He's back in his Frogs. Sure.
Yeah, shout out the Frogs. They get to play known team that I love to fade at this point, UIW. And what they're like they're a weird team, because truthfully I would like a bigger team to be playing them, to be fading them, because their paint defense is awful. Not to say like Punch and Xavier Robinson can't do whatever they want on the inside, but regardless, I think the problem with UIW in this game, and this is after a long layoff for TCU relative, because they just had finals. So typically what happens in those games is I would like for other teams to kind of lean into a little bit of rust. But for whatever reason, Jamie Dixon, like out of all the games in their non-con performances, you can look back over the last couple of years, minus maybe one. It's typically when they have their best defensive performance of the non-con, and what better time to do it than a UIW team that's like, they play like it's rec. They just make super tough shots. They don't really have that much great ball movement. They play a lot of ISO. They just try to find matchups and shoot over top of you. And TCU, they're not like Indiana, which Indiana sneakily, like UIW, kind of took them to the wire on the road and a couple weeks ago, which was shocking to me. But like TCU has got length and athleticism. They might not have the size, but they will get on you like as one-on-one defenders. So like if UIW wants to go and try and, I guess, make tough shots over anybody that's not named Brock Harding for the entirety of the game, I mean, be my guest, they're going to score 45 points. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think regardless of what option goes inside, again, not named Brock Harding for the Frogs on offense, they're going to find a little bit of success. And truthfully, I think looking at this game, the number seems a little large. They came off the Notre Dame loss. They didn't really look great, even though they covered against North Texas. They only scored 65 points and were losing a majority of that game. And UIW, like, looked bad the last couple of games, but again, like, they've had better performances against some of the better teams on their schedule so far. And TCU's laying 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and a hook. I think they're going to drop Nuck by 25.
Okay. Well, nobody knows the Southland better than Jovan. Nobody knows the Frogs better than Jovan.
Yeah, nice little collab. Southland X Frogs. The
Good
first one didn't go so well, not for bets, but
we drive up to Ed and Ray, Schollmeyer's Arena down the street.
Yeah, Scholl.
You guys see Ed and Ray?
Ed and Ray.
I'll see if I can get tickets as proud owner of Fort Worth.
Goots does now own Fort Worth.
Yeah, I'll check in on it.
Losing that game to Notre Dame.
Yep.
He does.
We'll see if Goots can hook us up with some tickets.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
All right, Goots, make some calls. I could so see Goots being like a mayor of a town, right? Maybe not like the mayor of New York City, but maybe like a more blue collar town.
Small town mayor.
I could see Goots being a small town mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Goots, I could see being a mayor down here.
Yeah.
Cowboy hat. Get a little fake accent going.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can see it.
Damn right.
I could see it.
Yep.
His first order of action would be to move the Orioles to Texas.
No, I would never move them out of Baltimore. Never. I'd have a private jet and I'd have season
They'd
tickets.
be the first ever team to have 2 home fields.
I mean,
One in Goots' backyard down here and one in Baltimore. You'd be moving Polar Bear down south.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. WSL job there on the Frogs. We'll come back to the Rockets in the NBA here in a second. For now, got one more straight bet for you peeps. Also, shout out Malik Washington for announcing he's coming back to the Terps already. Kid's a beast, wants to be around home, wants to be a local. Love to hear it. Jovan guy, Malik Washington, for staying loyal, right? He could have gone anywhere else. All right, let's talk about Wyoming. Wyoming's laying 5.5. It looks like they're on the road. It's a fake road spot. They're playing at that weird Pentagon place in South Dakota. So it's probably pretty close to the Jackrabbits home arena, but it's not technically a home game for the Jackrabbits. A team that's been pretty competitive in college basketball in recent years. They've been in the tournaments. They had a coach that was, eventually going to get promoted a couple years ago, and I think he might have actually left and gone somewhere else. But this team has stayed very, very competitive, the Jackrabbits, in recent years, and I was a little surprised to see them getting 5.5 points, in a fake home game against Wyoming. Now, maybe this Wyoming team's starting to get some respect. They're starting to look pretty good, Jovan. They got Leland Walker, who's a pretty solid senior, averaging close to 14 points per game. Nasir Mayer's pretty good as well. This team's kind of stacked at guard. They've got some pretty good guards as well. All their best players are guards. They are tiny, but luckily they're playing a pretty small Jackrabbits team as well tonight. So thought that was some serious respect. I know Wyoming's got the better record, barely by game. They got one more win than South Dakota, but thought that was some serious respect in a fake home game here for South Dakota State, seeing Wyoming up from -4.5 to -5.5 in this spot. I think the Cowboys stay hot, Jovan. I really do. I think the small ball type of squad can do numbers against the Jackrabbits, a team that's not too big, not too physical. I think they find some success, and I think this is the weirdest line in college basketball today. I think the Cowboys stay hot, want to lean into them tonight and back this Cowboys team to go out there and win by, I think, double digits. I think Leland Walker absolutely dominates this game. I was kind of hoping there'd be a prize pick square up, but unfortunately there's not. See if there's one up closer to game time, but I'll back Leland. I'll back the Cowboys to go into South Dakota and get a big-time double-digit win.
Sure. I'm in on that. This line reeks, so I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe Wyoming's back after a couple down years. If only they had 100 Maldonado still, lacing it up, or Graham Ike. People forget Graham Ike was on this Wyoming team. It feels like 10 years ago. It honestly might have been. It honestly might have been. He's been in college so long. 2 GOATs on this Wyoming team. They're starting to have some new life. They got some new blood. Pretty impressed with this Cowboys squad so far this season. Now, Jovan, tell me why you're impressed by or liking Houston tonight in the NBA.
Yeah. I'm a Nuggets respecter in these parts, but I have to call a spade a spade. They just played, I think this was a cup game. Maybe it wasn't, a couple weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving, but they beat Houston in that game. I think the Rockets have been playing better ball defensively ever since, even though they didn't play bad defensively in that game. They held them to 112 points. But ever since then, it seems like now people are starting to get hip, especially the last, I guess, week and a half or so, as they've won 4 straight. The Nuggets are starting to look pretty scary in the West. And believe me, like I'm with you. I think going into the season, like I thought that the Nuggets were a little underappreciated and this team was going to be good. And
yeah,
like they were one of the teams that like Trent always asked, like, who's going to beat the Thunder? And there's never really any mention of the Nuggets. It was always the Rockets, but they're starting to play really good ball as of right now. And ever since that game, I think one of the reasons why, look at the stretch of defenses, or listen to it, Krabs, that they've faced ever since that Rockets game. Kings, Grizzlies, Spurs, no Wemby, Suns, Mavs, Pacers, Hawks, Hornets, Kings again. Horse meat defenses, which is why we've had pretty much like alternating Jokic and Jamal Murray just splooge fest. Jamal Murray at 50, Jokic at 30. We've been bouncing back and forth ever since it, because they've had maybe the softest stretch of defenses that anybody's had in the NBA for the past just about a month now, to say. I think now you get to face a real demon, real defensive team, and the Rockets for the second time. They get to make some adjustments, which their strategy the first time was really just make Jokic beat you. And truthfully, like nobody's done that in the stretch of these handful of games they've played since then. So now that's not how they're going to win this game. They're going to need secondary options to cook, not just Jamal Murray too. Like again, like the strategy for the Nuggets the last couple weeks has been you're just going to have one guy splooge, and then everybody else is going to be kind of off to the side. When you're playing a real defensive team, that's not the strategy you can go beyond. I think this is going to be a spot where the Rockets lock in on the road when nobody really wants them to win. They win this little rematch here and shove them into a locker. It's the first of, I think, 2 games. They play them, I don't know if it's this week, but in a game or two. I think they get this first one here on the road in Denver.
Would be a big win. I think the odds indicate the Rockets are probably the sharp play in this game. Barely dogs on the road. So then, back Sengun, back KD, and Jabari Smith. How's Jabari doing this year? His stats look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's like he's not in a volume role anymore because they obviously have KD, but getting to sit behind him, learn behind him.
Yeah.
It's look good.
Pretty good mentor to have on your team, huh? I would say so. All right. Taking the Rockets as dogs barely on the spread tonight against the Nuggets. Seemed like maybe Jovan's front runner to win the NBA championship after hearing you talk about that team.
The Nuggets?
Yeah.
I mean, they're a part of the field that I have the bet with Trent with for Thunder versus the field.
Can't believe you talked him into that one.
What?
Crazy. Cannot believe you talked him into that one.
Oh, I didn't talk him into anything. He talked me into it. He was like, he keeps repeating the same shit that the NBA season's all fluff when the Thunder are just not repeating.
Yeah. Well, they certainly look like they are right now, but it's damn hard to win 2 NBA championships in a row. I would love to be on your side of that wager. That's for sure. Okay?
Especially now they got exposed by the Spurs, dude.
Ooh. Yeah, they did. All right. Let's talk about some prize pick squares, and then we can take a peep at some Pikkit splits, W Pickets. Let's take a peep at our prize pick squares. Jovan, I'm going right back to the well here. Fading Mr. Jordan Walsh, who has been cracked for the Celtics the last couple weeks. Not just weeks plural. This kid's been damn good coming off the bench for the C's. But with this total dropping in this game, I honestly like the Pistons in this game on the roads. I'm going to fade Mr. Green Chart Walsh, who's been top 3 on the pop tab every game he's played in the last week and a half. And at some points, just like Josh Hart over the weekend, we faded him on Saturday and had a pretty free square knock on wood in that Knicks game. Pretty similar vibes here, where at some point you're going to see Mr. Walsh come back down to earth. And in a game I like the under in a game I think they lose, it could be tonight. Maybe you don't see Walsh getting as many minutes with this team losing or struggling for the first time in a little bit. I know they're coming off a loss, but even Walsh had a great game in that last loss to the Bucks. So not expecting him to go off tonight like he has been in recent weeks. I'll take his less than 8 points. And it's crazy to me that it's been bumped up only from 7.5 to 8 after what this guy's done the last week or two. Go check his stats. Go check the data. He has been cracked out.
Correct.
Honestly, this whole season, but especially of late for the Celtics in a role player role. Certainly a Krabs guy, just not tonight. Tonight we fade, we make coins. Okay?
Sure.
This one might be a little bit of a harder sell, folks. Mr. A-Chain, who everybody, all the Steelers fans, when we talked about this game last week, were losing their minds at the fact that they have to face off against A-Chain. They pretty much chalked the Steelers 4 days before the game. We were talking about this one on Friday, saying A-Chain is going to take our lunch money. Well, it certainly makes sense on paper. A-Chain has been a touchdown machine. He's played great this whole season. He scored 4 touchdowns in their last 5 games. Jovan, no TJ Watt on the D-line. I know that probably benefits the Steelers more on passing downs, but either way, most non-ball knowers don't really know that, and they're probably just thinking, oh, TJ Watt's out for this game because he has a punctured lung. That's huge for anybody on the Dolphins offense. They're not wrong, but again, I don't really think it's going to have as big of an impact as people are making it seem. It's not like TJ Watt has been as cracked out this season as he has been in recent years. So sure, it's a loss, but with the total dropping in this game, with the Steelers still sitting at -3 with all these injury concerns, I'm willing to bet that Mr. A-Chain stays out of the end zone, does not find pay dirt in this one, and somehow, some way, you see A-Chain not score a touchdown. Sitting at -120 on the books. Looks like one of the freer more thans on the Prize Picks app for tonight. I'm willing to bet Jovan he stays out of the end zone in this one. In a game the Dolphins lose, a game they're going to be playing from behind the entire time. Maybe it's more Malik Washington. Maybe it's more Tua. Maybe it's more your guy Waddle going off for this Dolphins team late, trying to crawl back into it. And maybe it's not as much of the Dolphins establishing the run or the Dolphins feeding their bell cow back when they're up like they've been in the last, 4 games. This one's going to be a little bit different for Tua and co. Be more of a passing script for the Dolphins when they're losing this game by 10 early on. And you're not going to see A-Chain up and moving nearly as much as he has been in recent weeks. If he catches a passing touchdown, I'll tip cap, I'll charge it to the game. But we also know the Dolphins have 2 other running backs they like to use plenty. And with A-Chain already kind of banged up in this game, if they do get to the goal line, maybe you see the bruiser Ali Gordon get involved on the goal line. You see him getting a little more active. Maybe you see, why am I blanking on his name? Is it Wright? Jalen Wright? I believe the other guy for the Dolphins as well that's coming off a really good game for them. Maybe
I
you
was
see
surprised
him.
you didn't have a fade of him on the card.
Yeah, honestly, it would have been a pretty good play. I think he had, 3 touchdowns last week?
And 100+ yards, I'm pretty sure.
Insane. So after the running backs grubbed last week, I'm sure everybody's going to be sprinting back to A-Chain here in this one now that he's healthy. We'll see how healthy he is out there in the freezing cold against that Steelers defense that is continuously getting chirped, being called the most overrated, overpriced defense in the NFL. Well, with this total down from 44.5 to 42.5, I'd be willing to bet this game's going to be a little bit more low scoring. Both teams are going to lean more on their defenses in this one. And hey, the Dolphins, they're fine with that of late. Their defense has looked serviceable the last couple weeks. It's the Steelers defense that really needs to show up and play like that blue-collar Steelers defense that Mike Tomlin typically has, damn near every year. They lock in tonight. They get the Steelers a big-time win, and A-Chain stays out of the end zone on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, probably worth saying, too. I mean, last couple primetime games, Cinema Bucks game, unfortunate ending, but Cinema Bucks game where we got a pretty easy over, and the same thing happened last night.
Yep.
Probably due for a stinker here.
Yep. And I was between the under in the game and the Steelers all morning. Certainly like the Steelers, but I would not be mad about locking in the under as well. If you guys are looking for another play, another angle in this game, you can't tell. Me and Jovan certainly lean that under after a couple primetime overs. Yep.
Yeah.
This could be a stinker tonight. I can see it. I can see it. Awesome. All right, let's go over your sell jobs on your squares while I lock in this sharp report four-man. What do you got?
I had to keep it simple, especially because I was labbing these. Couldn't even look at screen, man. Felt like I was getting my head pelted by a drop 5. But Johnny Smith revenge game. Didn't want to make it complicated, especially being the fact that who knows what the backfield's going to look like tonight with maybe a limited Jalen Warren, or maybe he doesn't even end up playing. Who the fuck knows? But they didn't want Johnny Smith. They didn't want to resign him. I've seen multiple interviews of him, even like in the summer last year when it actually happened. He was kind of pissed about it. He was a Miami guy. He wanted to end his career there. They didn't let him. He's going to be pissed off tonight. And I think the Dolphins, depending on what you look at, they're one of the worst defenses in the NFL against tight ends, not named the Bengals. I mean, a perfect matchup. Granted, you are kind of flipping a coin when it comes to this Steelers tight end room because you have Freiermuth, who's been getting more and more snaps as the weeks go on. You have Darnell Washington, even though he just, I think, cleared protocol or whatever this week. So who knows how much we're going to see of him. But Johnny Smith's the guy. It's his revenge game. I don't want to overcomplicate it. You know who's petty? Not just Johnny Smith and in this matchup, and Arthur Smith, I guess, for that matter, too, but Aaron fucking Rodgers. You think he doesn't want to get the ball to his guy against the team who just didn't want him? It's going to happen. That's why the squares look like they do. And then Kevin Love, hashtag run the ball play. You know Kevin Love dropped 20 last game, Krabs?
I saw the graphics of him with someone else. They combined for like 50 points in their last game. People are losing their minds.
Yeah. He looked unbelievable. That was vintage Kevin Love we watched. The thing, though, not that he's just coming off of that game, but the reason why he was able to do that is because in that game, I mean, they're playing the Grizzlies, who their center off the bench is, I don't even know if they have one that they brought off the bench in that time. So, like, granted, the Mavs defense, like, if you look at them now, I know it's a little different now, but the Mavs, at least they stagger their minutes to where it's either like they'll put even Flag at like big 5 or small ball 5 or whatever. They'll have Anthony Davis. They'll even have like Dwight Powell out of the paint as like the guy on the back end. So like they at least have like some size, even if it's not good size. So Kevin Love just can't dominate and get every touch, and especially not like be less athletic than Kevin Love at any spacing that he gets. Like, this is a much different game, higher scoring game that should probably be dominated by the guards slashing to the rim a lot more than fucking Kevin Love doing it for 20 points. He ain't scored 8 after that game, dude.
Yep.
Run the
I'm
ball.
so in. Good to see a lesson on your card. Already locked this puppy in. I'll drop the link to the 4-man in the chat. If you guys want to tail, we did smack a Sharp Report 4-man last week. Now, there was an asterisk next to it because one of the squares pushed. So it really was a 6x 3-man. But we did cash one of these puppies. Don't be afraid to tail. Hopefully, we can make it a 10x. It goes through the hoop tonight and cash one of these lineups this week. Okay? The lineup is in the Twitch chat. I'm sure Gucci is dropping that puppy in the YouTube right now as we speak. All right? Yeah, J-Bet said, yeah, I'm down to fade Kevin Love. No sell job required. Yep.
Yeah, really doesn't need one, to be honest. But you know why we're here.
Love it. Great square. Great time to fades. If he tweaks and goes off for another 20 piece, you'll tip cap. You'll charge it to the game.
Tip it.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Richie, you're not wrong. I certainly would have been fading Michael Jordan back in the day. Yep. I would have lost a lot of money fading Michael Jordan.
Talking about some of those guys you would have faded back in the day, taking a Jordan Pippen Olympic combo unders.
Yep. If they had those back then, I certainly would be on those. While they're just winning every game by 200 points. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
hey, it's not an easy life being a contrarian. It's not easy. It's, I'm sure it's very fun and exhilarating taking a more than combo for Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen back in the day, or shit in the Big 2-5, or recently. I'm sure it's just so much fun taking a LeBron, Steph Curry more than points in the Olympics, right?
Discussing what you would have done if you were alive or betting for the Bills Super Bowl run.
Oh, yeah, I would have been homeless. Would have been homeless. And I would have probably taken them against my Commanders when the Commanders won that game back in the day, around the time where Gucci saw his Orioles World Series.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I certainly would have been fading the Bills back to back years. Or sorry, taking the Bills back to back years and martingaling until they won. And then probably be on the streets with blankets and pillows. Yep.
With Barry Bonds, less than home runs in the go wheel.
Yep. That would have been my Aaron Judge square. And then he'd be doing that typical pimp job when he hits a ball 500 feet and just stands there and stares at it. And I'd be looking like the biggest idiot in the room. Yep.
Cal Ripken under games.
Cal Ripken under games played. There's some stories about that back in the day. He might have bent some rules, Goots. He might have bent some rules. Maybe the lights didn't work one day where he had the flu, right? Maybe he was sick and, the rain started trickling in, but it wasn't too bad and the game gets, postponed. He had a little help. He had a little help from the crew, the grounds crew.
Yeah.
At Camden Yards back in the day.
Definitely. Yep, for sure.
No, look it up.
No.
Look it up. He had some help. We might need to dig into that a little bit on BTL in the coming weeks.
Even if that is true, Krabs, it's always okay to ask for help. That's a life lesson.
Never. You do it all yourself and you crumble. Let's take a peep at some splits on Pikkit. Sure. Let's check out the splits for Monday Night Football. All right. Goots was on that ground screw back then. He knows. He remembers.
On the ground screw.
He remembers. Yep. Looks like the Dolphins are a hair public on the spread. Love seeing that. Love seeing a public dog, even if it's not significant.
Yeah.
Although,
shocked to see that.
What's up?
Pretty shocked to see that.
Yeah, I am too. Although I'm sure there's more bets and handle on Steelers ML and parlays, but good to see Miami there getting, close to 60% of the bets on the spreads. Certainly good to see that. And look at all the bets on this under. So maybe it's good we picked the sides.
Yeah, I don't think it's the most, or wouldn't be the most shocking under to people.
No.
Just because of the last couple primetime games, but this feels like that one.
All right. Can we look at the bottom here and see what the top props are for this game? Hopefully we see an A-chain touchdown. And first one up. Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Love seeing that. That's making me feel pretty good. There's also a second touchdown square up on Prize Picks. Jovan, would you like to take a guess at what that square would be?
You talking about regular touchdown squares?
Regular
or the
touchdown square. Yep.
Regular touchdown square.
Yep. I'll give you a hint. It's on this board.
Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
Jalen Warren. Yep. And he was plus money to score, and he's still up there on Prize Picks, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I kind of like, even before the whole mystery sickness shit, God knows how it's going to play out. I'd probably like to Gainwell a little better than them anyway.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers also has a completely red 1.5 passing touchdown square.
Oh, I saw that one.
I even thought about taking the more than on that. I'll say it.
Wow.
Didn't do it, but I thought about it.
Wow.
Thought about it. Crossed my mind. Yep. It crossed my mind. All right. Yeah, I was trying to make sure that square is still up there. Looks like it's not anymore, the Warren square. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I would assume post that sickness announcement, odds probably tanked a little bit.
Yeah, now he's plus 110 to score.
Yeah.
Compared to, I think, plus 100 this morning. So they probably took that one off. Now he only has a 1.5. Demon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A lot of people taking DK touchdown. I don't really know why. That dude never scores. All right. Well, he might tonight looking at that Aaron Rodgers touchdown. Passing touchdown square.
Somebody's got to catch him.
Someone's got to catch one, right? Maybe it's Thielen. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers' buddy, Calvin Austin, who hasn't scored in a while, but
Maybe
he's
it's
his dink and dunk guy. Maybe it's your guy, Janu.
DK isn't that combo square, though, so maybe he spawns.
Yeah, they got that Waller DK
Waller.
combo square, right? And Waller hasn't scored in a couple weeks as well, I don't think. All right. I'm not a big Caleb Johnson guy, big cheesy. I just don't think he's that good, and I'm going to stand on that take. Stick with it, and I'm not going to be betting on him very often in this league. So I think it's all hoopla. I think you're going to see a lot of people taking him today because they're hearing the news of Jalen Warren being sick, but let's not kid ourselves here. I'm sure Warren's going to play, and I think it's kind of bait a little bit here. Trying to lock him in. Caleb Johnson with all this talk about Warren being sick. Makes a little too much sense for me. A little too much sense. All right. Have to see the combo square up. Yep, we were just talking about it, real Nicky Gambles. Certainly makes me think we might get a touchdown between those two gents. It does. Square gives me a little bit of the Chris Godwin and who was it? Who was he paired with? Yeah. And they had a bazillion touchdowns. So that kind of does make me feel like it's a replica of that square a little bit. I would not want to be taking the less than on that combo. All right. Awesome. Yeah, maybe it's MVS out of the shadows, DJ Fitz is saying. DJ Fitz, good to see you, bro. Hope you're having a good week. Good start to your week. Hope you had a great weekend. All right. Awesome. Can we take a peep at some splits for the games on the Sharp Report here? Maybe we take a peep at Pistons Celtics splits real quick. Go look at the Rockets splits. I'm curious to see if people are betting on the Rockets or if they're taking the Nuggets in that game. Yeah, nobody wants this under. Nobody wants to touch with a 10-foot pole. Beautiful. Good. Good.
Sure.
People taking Walsh. Let's cut the shit. Let's scroll down here. Let's see how popular he really is. He's on there.
The fact that he's on there.
He's on there, folks. 300 people are taking his player prop, his points prop, and I'm guessing they're not taking the under.
That's insane.
Good sign. Can we take a peep at the Rockets, Goots? Check out those splits, and let's hope the people are not betting on KD tonight. Yeah, they actually are a lot. Okay. Huh.
Try KD.
KD, pretty popular bet tonight. All right.
No.
That honestly kind of surprised me a little bit.
It's about to be some rich people.
All right.
That might actually be my favorite play of the day.
The Rockets?
Yeah, and that's
I like the spreads. I like seeing them down to plus 1.5. I like it. All right, bro. Do we want to take a peep at some college basketball? I know the slate's not great. We can use this time. Talk through some games we have not mentioned yet. Check out some splits in Wyoming and TCU. I don't have much in these other games. I guess you could take a peep at the VCU splits. I mean, who's betting
Wouldn't
on
expect it.
Niagara's?
Wouldn't expect it to be any other way.
Who was in that 17% grouping? And maybe they deserve a call from all Krabs.
What if it's
'Cause
free,
those people probably
Krabs?
need some help. You probably need some help.
What if it's hitting?
VCU coming off a big loss, so I would not want to get in the way of the Rams, who have a lot more talent on their roster than Niagara does. But again, not a really hot take. This is Niagara we're talking about here. They suck. They're 2-8.
Yeah.
Spreads up from 29.5 to 31.5. I'd say you lay it with the public side here. You take the Rams. Yep.
Yeah, like I mean, Niagara couldn't even run with Siena.
Yeah. Hey, Sienna's
uh,
solid this year, actually. The Saints.
Siena's solid. I wasn't making a comment on the, I guess, state of the team, more so like
Yep.
VCU is going to run the hell out of the ball.
Yep.
Like they're going to play a lot faster than probably anybody Niagara's seen. How the
Yep.
hell are they going to keep up?
I don't know. Don't know. What about McNeese? Any thoughts on McNeese, your boys?
Yeah, I didn't want to go back to them after a successful absolute knucketing,
Yeah.
but I mean, Houston Christian, this one's on the road, so maybe it's a little trickier, but I mean, they have the same problems that pretty much everybody else that McNeese has success against has had. They turn the ball over a shit ton. They are a little bigger, so maybe the matchups are a little different than like last game, but kind of sets up the same way. I hate betting games in this gym though, unless I'm taking Houston Christian. I don't know. You probably have never seen the gym Krabs. It's really weird because it's like right on top of you. It's like as big as the office.
Huh.
It's like some teams, if you have trouble shooting there sometimes.
Well, that total's on the way down. It's pretty low already, 137.5.
Yeah, I don't mind that under.
Okay. It's like the public doesn't either. Although, again, how many people are actually betting on that? Probably not a ton. All right. Can we look at the Wyoming South Dakota State split, Scoots? I'm seeing that line back to 4.5 some places. South Dakota State a little public on the spreads. Not technically public, but pretty close. Pretty close. All right, and people betting this under as well. All right. Again, probably not a ton of handle on this game right now. I still feel pretty good about Wyoming. Not getting scared off. They win that game by double digits. How about the TCU splits, Gootsy? Take a peep at those against Incarnate Words. That'd be cool. Yeah, some sickos are betting on the Words. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Yeah, I'm not too surprised to see that just because they've been, I guess, like shit last couple games, but they have the weirdest resume ever. They beat McNeese outright. They only lost by 8 on the road in Indiana as like 30-point dogs, but then they also like lost to winless Nichols and New Orleans in back-to-back games, which is really odd. So they kind of punch up.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, nobody really in a rush to bet TCU after their actions so far this season. So, all right, could be a good sign for your Frogs.
Yeah, I'm seeing some movement heading the Frogs' way too.
Good.
Seeing some 19.5s.
Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep grooving. All right. Awesome. Any other games you want to check the splits for? Pikkit Pro. If you guys are betting on sports every day and you're not using Pikkit on your phone, if you're not using Pikkit Pro on your laptop or your PC, go check it out. Do the free trial. See if you like it. See if it's something you'll use on the daily. If it is, might be worth you getting that premium subscription. Okay, if not, still got all the free features on Pikkit on your phone on the App Store or Google Play. Jovan, any other games you want to take a peep at? I'm not a big ice guy these days, and I just came out of the chili colds. I still cannot believe I flew up for that shit bowl, Hoot versus
Really
shit bowl
bad.
in the
Really
Commanders
bad.
and the Giants, and I'm still kind of cold from that game. So I'm staying off the ice today, but do you have any plays on the ice you want to fill the people in on? Because, my 1 week ban is still active right now on the ice.
Yeah,
it is
incredibly active.
Yep.
There's not, and it's honestly probably a shame because a lot of these games, there's
Right.
not like a clear, I guess, contrarian side in some of them, but it's a lot of close lines. Pretty much
Yeah, it
every
is.
game is like between a pick'em and -130, so it's a perfect crab slate. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had pretty good lightning piss radar of when they're due, or I guess when they're gonna have a stinker. It kind of feels like that. They are coming off of a shit game. It's like I definitely thought about betting the Panthers, not enough to put them on the sharp report though. But coming off a stinker, I don't know why they have like some mental block against the Isles, but they do. They play like dog piss against them, and last time they were out against the Panthers was one of their best defensive performances they've had in a good while. So like
Really?
now the Panthers have been playing a lot better since that game, honestly,
Huh.
and if they weren't coming off of shutting out the Stars, I probably would have been involved, but I'm a little scared of this game.
Okay. What about the under in the LA and Dallas game tonight? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a run the ball under. I would say that's probably the equivalent of one or two. I'll just it's like the most obvious under on the board. I'll
Okay.
just put it like that. And the Stars just got shut out. It's like I would in
Might
no
be a little
way take
too
the over.
obvious.
Yeah, I would in no way take the over because it's these two teams, but it's the most probably anti-Crabs play on the board.
Okay. Yeah, again, I'm not getting involved. Did see that Casey DeSmith 2.5 goals allowed square up there on the board. I did see it. I saw it. Honest man, I'll tell you when I see it. I saw it. And it makes me want to take the less than on that square. I'm not going to. 1 week hockey ban. It's holding true.
It's honestly really, really sad that you're on a ban because you got the perfect poop for shit Crabs Bowl in St. Louis that you could have gotten involved in some way.
There's no need.
This game it should be destroyed off the face of the earth.
Should not be allowed to be on ESPN Plus tonight.
No, it shouldn't be televised.
Normalize not betting on Blues games. Normalize it. There's no need. No
Crabs,
need.
you know you're going to bet on the Blues again at some point.
Not this week.
Not this week, but it might be the first one after.
Not until
First day
at
after.
least Friday. Because that's when the ban
You're
will be
gonna
up.
you're gonna have a first day out Blues bet.
Do they play on Friday?
They don't. They play Wednesday, Thursday. Thank God.
Think. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know who does play on Friday? Winnipeg versus Colorado. Go ahead and mark me down for Winnipeg.
Dude,
Pencil me in. Pencil me in.
we're penciling in.
Pencil me in for Hellybuck and the Jets. Yep.
No, I can tell you what you're going to be on Friday. You're going to be on one of the two of the Ducks or Mammoth. Probably Mammoth. The Mammoth screams Crabs at home against the Devs.
We'll have to see the odds. All right. Enough yapping. You ready to get down to business here and craft up a squad ride W for tonight?
Yeah.
Dudes, do me a favor if you're local, if you're around, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Dubs. All right. Big day today. Let's keep the squad ride W's flowing. 10-4 in the month of December, chat. Knock on wood. Okay, let's make it 11-4. Where do we start tonight, Jovan? Is it the Steelers? Consensus quick.
Yeah. I mean, definitely has to start there.
Okay. I like my other plays pretty equally with Wyoming and the Pistons Celtics under. I don't know if you're feeling any type of way for either one of those plays. Now would be the time to let me know.
That under is kind of tickling.
Okay.
I'm in on that.
Okay. Under 229.5. Let me check the number. Yep. Still 229.5. The Pistons Celtics game. All right. What about from your plays? We got the Steelers in there. Assuming you want the Rockets in that puppy.
Yeah, I want to go Rockets.
Okay. You want to go 3 plays, 3 winners?
Yeah, like those 3.
So do I. Let's go 3 plays, 3 winners for the squad ride tonight. 3 plays, 3 winners. Get involved. Don't just sit there. Do me a favor. Everybody head over right now to the Bookit BTL X account and click on your vote in the poll. It goes away in 4 minutes. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Get involved. All right. 3 plays, 3 winners. 4 minutes left in the squad ride poll. Let's stay hot. Let's cash another squad ride today. Steelers -3, Pistons Celtics under 229.5, and the Rockets +1.5. I'll be honest, I like that Rockets play from you a lot. I like all three of these plays a lot. So whatever ends up winning, feel pretty good about our chances tonight, Jovan. That's for sure.
Feeling good.
Okay.
It's a great end of the show. Whatever I took is starting to kick in.
Let's go.
It could be one of the rare times I cannot tail the squad ride.
Utes.
Oh yeah,
Could be one of them.
Utes is doing his best Diago Pavia impression. He goes, "How can I make this about myself?
Okay.
How can I make this about
I
myself?"
did kind of do that. Sorry, chat.
He did do that, kind of. Yep. He did do that. Utes, you can take the Steelers and you can blame us
No.
for taking it.
Like Richie's saying, I'm contractually obligated to not bet on Pittsburgh teams.
Oh, he's saying you're contractually obligated to do it. This is perfect time. You get to sit and bitch at us.
Rockets are looking real good, chat.
Utes, man. Unbelievable. You get to bet on Pittsburgh teams and blame us for giving them out. And that way, if it hits, you can take the credit. If it loses, you get to blame us.
I mean, I guess that's a fair counterpoint, but
Right?
we'll see if I get to the table. We'll see what happens with the
Hey,
bet.
a lot of time between now and kickoff. A lot of time. It's not even 2 p.m. Eastern yet. We got 6 hours till kick. See if we can convince good old Gootsy involved on the Steelers tonight. Curious if Rav is locking in the Steelers tonight. He was very anti-Steelers all last week. Curious to hear if he's changed.
Oh, dude, he's for sure locking in the Steelers.
One of Rav's favorite things is fading the consensus quake on BTL.
Yeah, that is true.
He
might be scared off the Steelers.
He might be.
Yeah.
No, dude. Okay. He always anytime I tell him we're betting on the Steelers, and it's a lot of the times because he says they have no shot of winning, he caves in the end.
Good.
I'd be
good. It's a true fan of his ball club.
Cave.
He cannot resist. Right? Crazy. Cannot resist. All right. Get those votes in. We got about 2 minutes left on the poll. If you're asking yourself, where the heck is this poll? Where is it? Oh, it's on the Bookit BTL X. Okay, so go. We'll drop the link one more time. Appreciate you guys tuning in for today. Yeah. Appreciate you guys greatly for getting involved on a Monday afternoon. Props and Chops, 40 stream streak. Blue Ninja, 1980. Dropping a follow as well. We appreciate you goats. W Props and Chops, W Blue Ninja. Okay? Awesome. And guys, make sure you check out the website later today as well. We'll get an article fired up for Monday Night Football and one other article up there later today as well. I'm going to do a 2-piece. So check out the website later today. If you need plays, you know where to find them. Check out the article. Seriously, guys, it helps more than you know. When you click on the article, you give us some traffic on the website. Check out the site. Check out the articles later today. All right? Get those votes in. You probably got about 1 minute left. We got to figure out what we want to do for King of the Board this week as well. I feel like I still in the hot seat. I still get to pick since we tied last week.
Balls in your court.
On the category. What do we want to do? I had all the momentum in the world, and now it's gone after 3 straight non-winning weeks. What do I want to do?
On the ice. See, the thing is, you guys would have to lift the Krabs ban if you were to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for the ice yet. I'll be honest. What if it was only Prize Picks less than?
Wow. See, now you might be in Duff.
That could be how I get back in the win column.
That's literally
only Prize Picks less than.
You're in Fog Allen Fieldhouse with that one.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. We're going to run that this week,
going
guys.
Up in the cold.
I should be minus 300 to win this week. I better come through and win. I got to stop the bleeding. After going up 2-0, now it's 2-2-1. Low in the lead. Like the Patriots last night. All right.
Spy Rise is Squealers -3.
Squad Ride, Steelers -3 on the spread. W consensus Quake. W combo play here. from me and Jovan. Looks like the chat trusting both of us. Take them to the win column. Take them to the cash counter. Put them in the win column. W Squad rides. We could work with the Steelers tonight. Sure. Ain't no problem.
Lace them up with Rav.
Ain't no problem. You guys see that Aaron Rodgers 1.5 passing touchdown square? Check that puppy out. Check that chart out. That might make you like the Steelers a little bit more tonight. Okay? W show today, guys. We appreciate you. All right, all the goats who are in here bright and early, holding it down in the chat. We appreciate you greatly. Make sure you tail the Sharp Report foreman as well. Tail the Sharp Report plays. Besides the squad ride, too, if you're looking for some action tonight, we got you covered in college basketball, NBA, and the big NFL game as well. So, W stream, we appreciate you, goats. Do me a favor, stick around for the Surge stream. It is starting up right after this. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be.